Hey guys, I'm Karen Taradas with Social U. It's time for What's Up Wednesday, where we come to you live every Wednesday to talk about social media tips, tricks, and trends. Today, we are going to talk about social media resources because as a small business owner or a solopreneur, there are things you need to know, and you need to know where to be able to get this information, get the education, the training, the info that you need to do your job so that you can be more effective as a social media marketer. I have a top 10 hit list of the greatest resources for social media. These are resources that my team uses. These are resources that I use to educate myself. I am what you call a voracious, what's a nice way to say that? I consume information in an insane way. I love getting this info. And part of the benefit of, hey, Jamie, part of the benefit of, following us, of using us as a service, I consume all this information and break it down into manageable chunks so that you don't have to do all that. So let's go ahead and jump in and talk about best resources, easy resources, and what each one offers for you. Okay, first and foremost, my all-time favorite, this probably comes as no surprise, Social Media Examiner. They have one of the most robust blogs. They are so content heavy. They have seriously great blog. They also have an incredible podcast and a great YouTube channel. So if you're needing pieces of information in manageable chunks, Social Media Examiner is the best of the best. And they they curate information from the tops of their fields. So you'll find articles written by Michael Stelzner or Andrea Vahl or Mari Smith because they're the best in that field. So they will pull information from the best and feature it on their own blog, which is incredible. So a lot of times when I get information or apps, I'm pulling it from Social Media Examiner. We go way back. It's seriously one of my favorite resources of all time. Number 2, Hootsuite. I know you guys have heard me talk about Hootsuite before. It's a scheduling tool. It's an amazingly good scheduling tool. It is free for 3 platforms. It has a great dashboard that you can customize. However, their blog is a killer resource for information. It's very user-friendly. It's made for the non-social media professional. So it's easy to digest pieces of information about content that matters to a business owner, which I love. It makes it easy to consume. Number 3, Buffer. This company is made to publish content, bless you, and analyze content. So it's a little bit more geared for people who already have some base knowledge. So if you feel like you're a beginner or if you would categorize yourself as in early stages, I would tell you maybe Buffer's not the best place to start because they really focus more on information. Like they may talk about analytics for ads and that you may not know about ads yet to understand the analytics. So Buffer may not be a great starting place. Hootsuite is a great starting place if you're a beginner. Okay, number 4, very similar, Agorapulse. It is a monitoring tool. So it serves a function, but it has a great blog with great information. Again, more geared towards the marketing industry. So if you feel like you're a beginner, that may not be the best place to get started, but it's still a killer resource. All right, let's talk about smaller bloggers who are very systematic and specific in their content. Dustin Scout is one of my favorites. I've been following Dustin TV is his website, and I love him because he is all about a list. He has right now one of my favorites from him is his copyright-free images list. Great resource. Or he'll have a list of the best blogs, or he'll have a list of the best, but he's all about a list, which I love. You can't beat a good list. And it's very user-friendly. It is made for the average business person. So it's not information, it's not written to be so complicated that you won't get it. Some of that stuff from Agorapulse, you're like, oh, wow. Maybe a little complicated. But yeah, Dustin TV is awesome. Peg Fitzpatrick, number 6. She focuses on Instagram and Pinterest. Her stuff is very useful, but it's also very in-depth. She deep dives. It's not going to be an overview. She's going to really get in there and tell you how to do it. Socially Sorted, they have a nice focus on all things visual, like helping your business leverage their visual content as much as possible. So she's got some great, even today I went to take a peek at her make sure that she has current information because, I like to check this stuff. And one of the first things on her list is Canva tips, which is killer. But she is all about Pinterest and all about Instagram, the two most visual platforms. That's her jam. So yeah, very helpful if you need information on visual. Socially Sorted, it has a nice focus. I just said socially sorted on all things visual. Social media. Apparently, I'm not caffeinated enough, so let me back the truck up for a second. You guys are just going to have to bear with me. Dustin Stout does lists. Love the lists. Peg Fitzpatrick is Instagram and Pinterest. That's her thing. Socially Sorted is all about visual marketing. They focus more on Canva and how to make your stuff pretty so people will click through. Again, anything aside from like Buffer and Agorapulse, these are written for the average business owner. So it's not super complicated, and all of this information is incredibly helpful. Social Media Hat is the next one. This content approaches social media from different angles so that you're not feeling like you're hearing the same thing over and over. It's not just different content, same content with a different name. It's actually different content. So, and again, I just like it because it's got kind of it comes at it from a different angle, which is nice. When you consume this information as much as we do, it's good to get new stuff too. Top Dog. He's more of a LinkedIn content marketing guy. Great content, and the tutorials are very thorough. You're looking at Peg Fitzpatrick, Top Dog, Socially Sorted. They really deep dive on this information. So it's not just, hey, this is helpful. Canva's a great tool. It's, hey, here's some how-tos on Canva to help you with the great tool. And then number 10, of course, I would be remiss without mentioning this one, Social You. We have so much free content, I can't even tell you. And I don't like to repeat content. So we have a YouTube channel that has a ton of video. We have, of course, at least 2, maybe 3 years of Facebook Live video library that you can look at. I've got an IGTV. We have Reels. We have all the stuff for you to learn. And our blog, we have blog posts that go back 2 or 3 years. And I don't like to repeat. So you're going to have information. If you go to the YouTube channel, it's not the same thing as our Facebook Live. It's not the same thing as our blog. It's not the same thing as our Reels. Very different information. And I'm all about I think resources should be readily available and free. So all of that stuff for us is out there. It's available to you right this minute at no charge. So please feel free to help yourself. And if you have questions, that's what we're here for. I'm just a comment or a direct message away from being able to help you with whatever it is you need. So you guys let me know what you're interested in. We're working on our theme for August. I should have that ready to announce by, I would say, hey, Beth. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate that. I should have that theme ready to go for you guys by the end of this week. We'll make an announcement for August. I'm leaning towards more of an overview for obstacles for business owners. And when I say obstacles for business owners, I mean combating posting fatigue. I mean content, when you have a content block. I mean information like where do you get started, or imposter syndrome. I want to talk about some of the obstacles that business owners face that are not necessarily digital or social media related, but if you don't deal with them, they could be very detrimental. I think that's the way I'm going to go, unless you guys talk to me and tell me you'd rather hear something else. So that's it for me today. Let me do a quick recap, just list them all real quick for you guys. Again, great social media resources. Social media, if you only get 1 or 2 things from this list, Social Media Examiner is my favorite. They are geared more for social media managers, so that information might be slightly complicated if you would rate yourself as a beginner. Hootsuite, Buffer, and Agorapulse are all main industry resources for social media. Hootsuite is much more user-friendly for a beginner. Buffer, Agorapulse, a little bit more geared for the marketing professional. Dustin Stout, great lists. All he does is lists just about. Peg Fitzpatrick, Instagram and Pinterest. Socially Sorted, all about visual. Social Media Hat is it's very similar information, but it's with a new approach, which I love. Top Dog, LinkedIn and content marketing, which content marketing is on the rise. So if you haven't started that blog, why not? I would ask you that. And of course, Social You, we're here to help. That's what we do. Happy to answer questions. Happy to help wherever we can. Until next week, you guys, I'm Karen Taradas with Social U, and I'm here to help. Thanks.